Welcome to the Digital Nomads Podcast. We're here to give you the latest insights on everything digital from inside the agency.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Annabelle. I'm joined with Ben, the owner of Digital Nomads. And today we're going to be talking about how to get reviews for your business. So we talk a lot about trust in SEO.
Yep.
Reviews are a big component of trust. And obviously we can't implement reviews for businesses. So we're going to run through some hot tips of how to get reviews, how to ask your clients for reviews, top channels, platforms,
Do's and don'ts,
all the above to obtain reviews.
Definitely. All right.
So if you want to kick off.
This is a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There's a lot,
a lot to go
there's a
through.
lot in this. All right. So we'll start with, obviously, reviews are really important for a business. It's something we see as an agency. We get a lot of people that come to us because of our reviews. It's great at lead generation for you. It's a sense of credibility and trust for anybody who's engaging with your business to be more confident in engaging with your business.
Yeah.
It can be used in your marketing collateral. It can be used in your digital assets. It can be used in print.
Yeah.
You name it. There's so much value to have in them. So
It's a key ranking factor.
Key ranking factor in SEO.
Yeah.
It's a conversion booster.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits to having reviews. So where to start? If you are a local business, or if you're a business that has a bricks and mortar store or a professional service and servicing in a location, is a Google My Business profile. Google My Business is a great platform to start to generate reviews into.
And it's free.
One, it is free.
Yeah.
And two, it is obviously owned by Google.
Yeah.
So being that it's owned by Google, it does have the additional benefits of having the local map pack with it as well, and you can increase your rankings in local map packs by having these reviews, which is a ranking signal for that. Second, it is a lot easier to then aggregate into a website. So it's kind of a good baseline for professional local services, trades, real estate, property management.
Yeah.
Construction, building, any of those, you want to look at having a Google My Business profile.
Yeah. It's free, quick and easy to set up.
Yep.
And
people are familiar with it as well.
Yeah.
People know about it.
And Google likes its own products. So if you're looking to rank on Google, setting up a GMB, it's a factor Google favors.
Definitely.
So,
and
in your GMB, there is a little link to share your link to your GMB so that you can, add into the footer of your emails for people to leave a review, or you can send out to your existing clients or previous clients to ask them for a review.
Definitely.
It's definitely a key factor.
Yeah, big time. And you can there's lots of different ways that you can do this. So there's strategies on how to get reviews, which we'll go into in a little bit. But like if you're looking to send the link, or you could even do like a QR if you're in a store, print a QR code, and then they've got the ability just to be able to scan it and go straight to that link as well.
Yeah.
Segue then, if you're in e-commerce, you won't necessarily have a GMB. In some cases you may, again, bricks and mortar store, you might have a GMB or a Google My Business profile, but generally you will then lean on reviews that can be linked to a product.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different platforms out there for this, Review.io, Trustpilot. These can be integrated within your e-commerce store, whether you're running WordPress, WooCommerce, or whether you're using Shopify. You integrate these in so that when somebody buys a product, that they can leave a review related to the product that they have purchased.
Yeah.
That will then allow you to have the markup of reviews on the product page itself, along with improve the likelihood of conversions for the product and improve sales.
Yeah. Win-win.
It is a win-win.
Yeah.
So there's two different strategies depending on which business model you are under. But either way, whether you are in general, business or in e-com, both really have that value of having reviews for them.
Yeah.
So, talking about how to get them.
So how to get them.
How to get them.
That's how it all works.
Yes.
Getting them is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, definitely.
For us, I find that we typically get reviews when we actually, either ask the person in person. So, when they come into the office here or even over a phone call, that way, again, it's like tailored messaging. You're speaking to them,
Yep.
you know, and you drop the, can you just leave us a cheeky review?
You can ask like that.
You don't have to ask like that, but something along those lines.
For sure.
But yeah, definitely finds it has a better rate of getting reviews.
Yeah.
You can also do an automated email.
Yep.
So if you don't have a central person, or you're not the face necessarily, like there's no face, it's like a faceless sort of business.
Yep.
You can set up an automated email to go to a client when they make a purchase or they book in a service or something. You can set up that automation for them to leave a review.
Yep.
Which is another way of getting one.
For sure. Yeah, it is kind of you work back from the highest converting review platform or system to the lowest.
Yeah.
The lowest is email.
Yeah.
Really. The lowest is email when it is at the wrong time as well.
Yeah.
So right time gets you a better response.
Definitely.
So if I've just walked out of a store and then I get an email that comes through and I've just had the experience, and you know that you're providing a great experience, a good service and a good service standard, then having the email automated to when they leave within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes when it's kind of front of mind still is going to get you a better response.
Yeah.
That's email. If you send a text, it has a higher conversion rate.
Yeah.
If you ask in person, it has an even higher conversion rate.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to put in something that's going to be viable for the business based on the scale and the size of the business that you're in. If you're in an organization of 100 employees and 90 employees are front-facing with clientele, you could look at incentivizing from the individual employees to try and get the promotion of getting the reviews come through in person.
Yeah.
Alternatively, then you look at the automated system to try and create that SMS automation or the email automation to try and get that through.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the more eyes, the more people, the more customers that you're working with, the more potential that you also have for how many reviews you can obtain.
Yeah.
When you're in a more of a bespoke or tailored model, particularly like an agency is, we don't work with as many businesses. So getting into the hundreds of reviews is very difficult. Though we have, it's very difficult to do so. Whereas if you're in an organization of where you may be dealing with 100 to 200 people a day, then the review count is a lot easier to obtain. Yeah. Same with e-com. Yeah. You know, if you're selling 100 products a day and you can hit a 5% conversion rate, you know that you're getting at least 5 reviews every single day onto the website. You know, you're in 4 figures by the end of the year, which is really, really good.
Which is key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I definitely think it's, I know from working in SEO, and working with clients over the past few years, we do get the question of, we need to get more reviews. What should we do? And we, send them information we've already discussed. But I think it's important for businesses to have a consistent strategy in place to obtain reviews rather than just do this sort of knee-jerk reaction of, we should probably get reviews. Let's just email everyone in our database or send a text or whatever. It's good to, because again, like you said, timing is key. So think about, throughout the customer journey, whether they come into your store or online or, you provide a service and afterwards, like think about, okay, when would be the best time for me to either ask them for a review or send a text or send an email and have that consistent throughout throughout the whole time of your service.
Yeah, it does come down to that. If you're sending a bulk email to 1,000 people and you get, again, a 5% success rate, you might get the 50 in the day or whatever it might, and that's a good success rate from an email. Just heads up. You're getting 25 to 50 on a 2.5 to 5%. Yeah, if you're obtaining 1 a day, in a year, the knee-jerk reaction got you 25 to 50 and the 1 a day got you 365. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
So consistency is always key.
Definitely.
And it is something to make sure that, you build into your business process as opposed to it being the knee-jerk reaction.
An afterthought. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got some do's and don'ts.
Okay.
So I've done this in the past and I've worked with a lot of different businesses in this and worked with some very, unique businesses in the review space. So I've got some tried and tested measures for this one. Things that I can recommend and things I don't recommend. One is that don't go and get all of your employees to go and leave a review. Google understands this.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, Google understands if you're leaving a review, it measures from which IP, the location, if the employee works there. I've seen past experience of, an influx of 100 employees leaving a review and the full profile being wiped. Yeah. So it can happen. It's not worth the risk.
Yeah. And once your GMB is suspended, Google makes it super difficult for you to unsuspend that profile.
It's true. So that's a do not. That's one of the do nots. One thing that I do get frequently from businesses is the concern. This is kind of two parts to this, but they have the concern that they don't want to ask for the review because they're worried about the response. Right. Kind of have two responses to this. One is improve your customer service. That's the first. Okay. I think that if you're in a position of where you're concerned about asking for a review because you're concerned about the response, there needs to be more work done in the business.
Look at the business processes.
Because if you know that there is a standard that's not being met in certain areas and you're worried to ask for a review, that's the least of your worries.
Yeah.
However, if you do have that concern and you want to try and mitigate the concern, you can do a review landing page, which is where you send out, rather than sending a direct link, you send a landing page out to the consumer or the user or your customer, which gives them the option of whether they've had a good experience or a bad experience. And then based on the experience, it filters them through different channels.
Yeah.
If they've had a bad experience, it sends them to a form in which that they can fill out the form and get the information. So you get the feedback still.
Yeah.
If it's a good experience, you can then have a form and you can then prompt them through to the review, leave a review, Google review.
Does that work well? Because there's so many, there are a few more steps in that process.
Yeah, the benefit is that you remove the bad reviews from hitting your profiles because you're allowing the filtering to make sure that you get the feedback.
Yeah.
The negative is that you give them multiple touch points.
Yeah.
So the conversion percentage is lower, but the feedback that you're going to generate is, I believe, then of better value because they can also provide more criticism if it is a negative review, which can go through to the required people in the business.
Yeah.
So you also then have the ability to get both types of feedback and to be able to learn from mistakes that are potentially happening within the business at the moment without it being at detriment to your brand if that is your concern. But again, I heavily lean on that first statement of if you have that level of service of where it's a 50-50 of whether you're going to get a good or bad review, you've got other things that you need to be looking at.
Yeah.
So, but this has worked in the past and I know a lot of businesses that work this way and work on that filtering concept. Right or wrong?
I think another thing I have read somewhere that, and from experience I have noticed this, is that, people are more likely to leave a review if they've had a bad experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the concept that they say is a bad experience. They tell 10 people, a good experience, they tell one.
Yeah.
Is that like analogy that they say?
Yeah.
If you have a bad experience, you'll know this yourself.
Yeah.
I had a shocking one. I actually had a shocking one on the weekend.
Gosh,
I had a terrible experience buying a fridge. And I won't name names. It's a big company and it was, a very, very bad. If I didn't need a fridge, I would have walked out.
Yeah.
The experience was horrific.
Yeah, we do need a fridge.
But I needed a fridge. So, but yeah, I had a horrific customer experience. And to the point of I know that I will tell 10 people about this. I'll tell you off camera on this because sorry, I can't share this one. But yeah, it was such a bad customer experience that I know that I will tell up to 10 people, no doubt, of the bad experience and the effect of what that has to the business is going to be there. But yeah, a good experience is less likely to be shared.
Yeah. And that's why prompting them with an SMS or asking someone is key because then they will most likely leave a review.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you do find when you have a bad experience, you just
wanna share
you
it.
just want to tell everyone.
Gets
You
under your
just-
skin, eh?
Yeah, you do. You're like,
I was
sometimes you're like, who are these people? I'm going to leave a review. Like, but we don't do that because
I didn't leave a review, and I think that's because I'm in the industry.
Exactly,
as well.
that's-
I know
yeah.
how much that
But sometimes you just get to that point where you're
Yeah.
like,
it pushed me.
yeah,
It pushed me.
just
Yeah, I
tell
walked away and let the wife take over for the rest of the sale. I'm not going to lie. I was fired up, but anyway, we still bought the fridge. Moral of the story,
Yeah.
I still bought the fridge. Anyway, I think we'll leave it at that for today. That was good.
Yeah, some tips there.
Some good insight there. I hope that you get value from it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for our next episode.